So I guess we're still doing this, hey?
Yep. Once again, it's on. So yeah, you were saying something about your job or about your lack of job.
Yeah, well, we're going to follow off from what we were talking about yesterday. So I just wanted to clarify that the idea of not having a job is pretty more a traditional job. You don't. We don't have a start time. There's no finish time. There's no salary. But I'm pretty more busy. I'm pretty busier now than I've been in my life.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're not working.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden you start working for yourself and your own projects. That's like that's the difference. So I don't know, man. It's like, was it worth it? I think sometimes maybe I want a job. It's not that bad, is it?
No. Well, it depends on the job. But I mean, right now, I don't work a traditional job, but I work about 10 to 15 hours a week teaching English online. And that pretty much gives me enough money to live. And I'd probably prefer to be working a bit more. And I might actually get a job, but I'll still be teaching online, so it's still not really a traditional model of work.
It seems like a natural progression to what what's kind of what we're seeing in the workplace anyway.
Yep.
I mean, like looking at the Australian situation, it's like there's less people in full-time work. There's more people doing part-time casual roles, or even more than one casual role to fill the hours, or just it's like a lifestyle thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm pretty happy with my range of roles.
Yeah, yeah. Well, even like when I was living in Melbourne, I was working in a call center like 25 hours a week, and then I would teach about 10 or 12 hours a week online as well. And I think a lot of, when I would explain it to people in the call center, they were like, oh, that's kind of cool, because that way you don't get sick of either job. You're not really working that hard at either job. And there's a lot of variety.
What do you mean by working hard?
Well, I mean, you're not doing that many hours a week. Because, doing English teaching is probably harder than selling insurance in a call center in some respects. It requires more preparation, but there wasn't actually that, for this, the job I was doing at the time, there wasn't that much preparation. I would just find some articles, come up with a few questions, discussion questions to ask my students, and away I went.
You do kind of need to, put effort. It's effort, I think we're talking about, like, hard work versus an effort, and then how much stress you need to carry for that balance. Because, I'm a fitness trainer now. I like to take guys that all girls too, but clients that want a goal and that need that motivation to achieve what they're doing. Because going to the gym and following a routine, there's no real difficulty to that. But when you're trying to find a routine that's going to add value to the client and help them achieve what they want to do, that's a little bit harder. Like Yesterday I was looking at putting a weights routine together that isn't the same old boring sort of, bicep curl and bench press, like, trying to add some variety in there so that we're linking different muscle groups together. And, I could see these guys really appreciated, what I was showing them, because that was the value they needed that they've never seen or had before. I guess in Mexico they don't really have too much. PE isn't really a topic. It's probably pushed too hard in school.
Really? They don't do physical education in schools?
I think they must do. But I just don't think it's the same as what we pretty experienced in Australia.
Okay.
Like, where we have, like, I think sport class is pretty not not the same amount of focus or pressure on sports. Like, I think Mexican culture isn't driven down sports as much as what Australia is, but then that could be a free time balance as well.
Yeah, well, I think you're onto a lot of good things there, because, the health and fitness industry is just exploding all over the world, but it seems like in Latin America, nobody has really gotten started yet.
I don't know. I see more people wearing joggers.
Yeah. I see, like, when I go jogging, I see quite a lot of people jogging as well. But it's like you mentioned how, for example, there are no terms in Spanish for most of the exercises that you come up with.
Oh, yeah. Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because then I don't have to relearn new words.
Yeah.
I just got to learn the pronunciation. Like, learn the Spanglish to the English.
Yeah.
That's, it's kind of cool, and it brings like it brings a, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a level of, man, I don't know, I'm lost for words.
Okay.
It's like when, let's say, for example, German sausages, they carry over the same names and words and types of meat because that's their specialty. They created it.
Sure.
The same as how, like, fitness in in English-speaking countries is often more predominant.
Yep.
So carrying the words across, they do change the way they pronounce the words, but the fact that the words are something that aren't common or from overseas, they feel like it's. I don't know, it's got more value. Or I don't know how to explain that. I've really got no idea.
That's one thing I find really funny about how people use Spanglish. Like, they shorten words in ways that you would never do it in English. Like, for example, they say, message me by face.
Yeah. Or
message
it's
me
like
by Facebook.
find me your face or face me. It's like
Yeah. Or they spell it Facebookar, spelled FEISBUQEAR, Facebookiar as a verb. Facebookiar me.
It's like it's an organic thing.
Yeah.
I can't think of any fitness terms, but there's so many. It's because they say them, and I have to pretend that I know what's going on.
They say them in Spanish or.
Well, yeah, it's like a combination of Spanish, English,
right.
or sometimes it's English said in a Spanish way. Like, and there's so many words that are like, you can't correct them either. It's like, that's not how you say the word because you're in their world now.
Yes.
And that is how you say the word.
Yes.
Forget about it. English, that's gone.
Yep.
This is a new world.
It's something else.
I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with Jim and just trying to make myself jobs. Like, make roles out of trying to assess, what is it that I know personally that I feel at a level that I can teach somebody something or add value to their life. And, if that's something that I can be reimbursed in some kind of financial way, then, that helps me live my life. So it's...
Hey, we need to do an intro.
Yeah, the intro. There it is.
Yeah.
I hate that. How does that just jump in there like that?
What's your name?
Aaron Battle.
I'm Kurt Robinson, and this is the
Paradise Paradox.
Cool.
I'm never gonna get sick of that name.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's great. It says so many things.
It's a movement.
It's a mystery.
There's only two of us.
Yeah.
But it's like, but I feel like I'm moving towards something. Anyway, so what is it? What else do you want to chat about today?
You said you were going to chat about superfoods.
Well, yesterday we touched on it.
Yeah, talking about moly as a superfood.
Well, I think superfood, I mean, that term superfood has been, I think it's used too much. It's like anything that has any value in nutrition is a superfood. It's like, okay, it hasn't been processed, it's got no added sugar, it's all natural colors and flavoring, it's a superfood.
Yeah.
It's like just because it is food means it's super. It's like, when did that happen? It's like, it should just be food.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's just like Hippocrates. What's his name? Hippocrates. Hippocrates. He said, "Let food be your medicine, and let medicine be your food."
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely.
Well, I mean,
It is super.
it's the idea of food. I mean, I don't know, it depends which path they go down, but I mean, a lot of people are now waking up to the idea this is kind of like a real spiritual thing. It's like, you're taking a substance and put it inside your vessel, like, your man machine. And then, you begin to wonder why, you might not be where you want to be. And I'm talking like not just physical, but I mean, even just like headspace, mental ability, capacity to process, thoughts, your reality.
Yep.
And you even just controlling your behavior, like your behavior, your emotions. It's like it's all what you're putting in. So I mean, if you're going to start medicating yourself through food, you better start calling yourself the doctor.
Yeah.
How many people medicate through food?
Oh, you mean like for emotional problems?
I mean, all of the above. Like, I definitely medicate through food.
Yeah.
Like, at least once a week, I fall off the cliff and I'm like, chocolate biscuits, the chips, like hot coffee.
Yeah.
Like, just hot coffee with chocolate and, a range of different, I don't know. Like,
But wait, you say chocolate, because chocolate is so difficult to get here. What?
good chocolate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, good chocolate as we know.
Yeah. Oh, decent chocolate. Because, I mean, if I go to 7-Eleven to get something to pick out, then there's like that
24/7
milch or whatever the fuck they call it. Those chocolate bars.
7-Eleven isn't 24 hours here.
Isn't it?
I've come across 7-Elevens that have been closed at like 11.
Oh, okay. I never noticed.
No, I always go to Oxon now because, they're always open.
Right.
But anyway, convenience stores for selling chocolate at midnight.
Accepts Bitcoin.
They do?
Yeah.
It's a whole other podcast, man. Yeah, but I mean, okay, you're at midnight, you're at 7-Eleven, you're not buying anything good.
Yeah.
Like, there's no superfood at that hour.
No. Or they're going to charge you like 20 pesos just to eat an apple or whatever.
How long has that apple been there for? And how much wax is it covered in?
Yeah, probably a lot.
But yeah, chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate. So they have, emperadores and milch, which it sounds like...
Are they biscuits?
Milch, yeah, milch is a kind of chocolate biscuit, but it sounds like something that a pig would eat. Oh, I'm going to, pig out on some of this milch. But, no, you don't want to eat that.
What is that?
I think it's a chocolate biscuit. I only ate it once, and I was like...
Was it a while ago?
Never again, yeah.
Because, I mean, I can see how it's affected your memory. Like, this isn't food, man. I'm trying.
It is.
Let's see. What is it? What's terrible here that you really enjoy?
I don't know, because there's all of those American chocolates that you can get, but I don't like Hershey's. It's like greasy.
Yeah.
It's
the peanut butter Hershey's is okay because it's greasy. Like, it's a peanut butter.
Peanut butter Hershey's.
Yeah.
I don't know the one you mean. Do you mean Reese's Cups, or do you mean something else?
You know what? I don't know. Okay. I don't eat that stuff.
All right. So you claim.
Well, I'm just saying that at midnight when I'm eating that, I'm not in the state of mind to recall what I'm eating. It's like all those brands there's some kind of mescla there of shelf of just don't eat this. And I'm like, all right, you just go for the colors at that point.
Okay.
This is really bad. I'm starting to realize that sometimes when I go and eat things, I really don't care what I eat. That's my one day a week.
Yeah, well, one day a week.
One day a month. It's like my body needs to know how to fight these things. Definitely not superfood though. I mean, Hershey's is not going to improve your brain.
No, I don't think so. I think some kinds of chocolate have some merit in that case, but
Well, I mean,
Not
the
Hershey's.
cacao, the bean.
Yeah.
Have you eaten
Yeah.
the bean raw?
No, I haven't.
Just crunched on a bean?
No.
Doesn't taste like chocolate.
I'll bet it doesn't.
It tastes more like if you were to bite a coffee bean.
Right.
Like with that kind of, that sort of bitter. So maybe it's a texture of like having the crunchy bits in your mouth too that affect,
Yeah.
you know, how you're going to, because you just don't, it's not comfortable. Where, you know, we're a nice, you know, Cadbury's, Old Gold, Old Jamaica. That's my chocolate of preference.
Yeah.
I've still got one
really
block.
Dark, like 60, 70%.
I don't think this one's that high, but it is dark chocolate with rum and raisin.
Right.
And I have one block left in the freezer, and I don't know whether I'm going to give it away as a gift, because to me, like, this is like, it's old gold. Like, you can't get this here. To me, this could be currency. Like, I need to buy someone off. It's like,
it was currency.
It still should be. Well, it is in my world. Someone could buy me off with a bar of chocolate.
Yeah. That's...
Or depending, I don't know what they're buying for that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I definitely accept chocolate.
Yeah.
Especially here, because, man, it's like you're saying, you go to a 7-Eleven and you can't get, like, a chocolate that I would consider to be good.
Yeah. Or even decent. Like Cadbury's isn't, to me, it's not anything special, but I will eat it as chocolate, as eating chocolate.
Pretty the
Not
most...
as like beautiful, delicious, full flavored, whole experience, spiritual enlightenment chocolate.
No, you need to try the old gold.
I don't know. I mean, it's good. It's definitely better than most.
Okay.
Most like regular off the shelf type shit.
Yeah.
But I like Simon Col. It's Simon Col, I think it's called, and it's Spanish chocolate
I
from
haven't tried it.
Barcelona.
No.
It's delicious. Yeah. Smooth, rich. Yeah.
It sounds like what you need.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move away a little bit from chocolate. Have you tried the lollies made from tamarindo?
Some of them, yeah. Like, which ones? Because there's
So many.
yeah.
I mean, like, tamarindo is like, you know, your vanilla or your strawberry in Mexico.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like your main flavor.
Yeah.
Okay, you got... where do I start?
Well, so to explain the fruit tamarind, it's like bittersweet. No, sour sweet rather.
Yeah, it comes off a vine or a tree, and it looks like what your green peas would look like.
Yeah.
But it's like brown, and it's got like a crusty, crunchier sort of... It's like it's almost like a soft nut shell. And then it's got...
about so big, like enough that you could fit 2 or 3 in your hands of these pods.
You go to the market and just grab like pods, as long as my pen here. You just grab like a bunch of 5 of them, and you literally peel them and chew on them as you're walking around.
Yeah.
It's like, this is like Indian lolly. Like, you're going back in time. Like, that would have been the currency for sure. Pay me in tamarindo, because that stuff lasts forever. It's like natural sugar.
Yeah.
It's like watching the kids walk around with their chopped sticks of sugar cane, and they just like rip the bark off and they're just chewing on straight sugar cane.
Really?
You haven't seen it?
No, I've never seen
Man, you're coming into Christmas. These piñatas are going to be full of sugar cane sticks.
it. Wow, that's cool. I did see, I remember there's a guy over on Juarez, sometimes he's there selling humiles. Do you know what humiles are?
I might.
They're a kind of insect, and you can eat them raw or roasted. I still haven't tried them. I want to try them.
Have you tried the grasshopper?
No, I haven't.
Nah, man. You get them in like a little disposable cup full of like fried grasshoppers, and you can pull them out. And it's a dried grasshopper.
It might be the same thing. Oh, yeah. But humilas, I think they're a flying insect, so maybe it's not the same.
But
Yeah.
chili powder, squeeze a lemon on top. Probably tastes the same. Have you tried? You haven't tried them.
No, I haven't.
Are you game to try them?
Yeah. Though I mean, I've been trying to cut down on meat. I haven't been eating animals for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Do insects count as animals?
I don't know. It's definitely it's almost crossing the line. To
I've been cutting back on animal too,
Yeah.
but that's pretty more of an epigenetic, RNA reasoning.
Okay. Explain this reason.
Just
I gotta
briefly. Okay, epigenetics.
know.
I am not going to explain what that is in
Well,
any totality.
I can say what the basic definition is. Epigenetics is when environmental factors cause genes to be activated. So
Yeah, we're talking about acute conditions. So things that are going to affect maybe not, or in your lifetime, but also more so your children. Like things that are going certain foods, because we're eating, that are going to enter our body and affect a good one, smoking.
yeah,
Let's say that, now there's been studies saying that smoking can actually affect second and third generations that have never come in contact with smoking.
okay,
You haven't read these studies?
no,
It's we're gonna have to add some of the links or something, because I want to get this information out.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
epigenetics.
No, it's epigenetics. It's only fairly fresh. So the amount of studies that have been done on it are like so limited. We've really got no idea. But I think studies that they've done on I think smoking's one that affects you at a DNA level. And although you've noticed there's been people that smoke their whole life and they're 80 years old and they're fine. And my grandpa smoked all his life and nothing happened. Like you hear these stories.
Yeah.
But then,
Everyone tells it.
yeah, anyone that smokes.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to justify their own bad habits.
And that's cool. Do whatever you want that you feel you need to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to get in your face and tell you how to, what to smoke or when.
Yeah.
But
What to vape.
yeah, it's we need to road tests. Let's see. No, that's not going to affect anything. Now we're thinking anything that's going to enter our body is going to affect us. Now that we're more consciously aware of what we're eating and how often we're eating it, I'm just saying smoking's like one of the easy ones. That's one of the easy studies that have 3 generations of studies that can affect or study the effects on how it actually, or what it's done to people. But from a food point of view, if what's a common saying? You are what you eat.
Yep.
This seems to be more real now than it's ever been. Like people are just so aware of you are what you eat. So if you're eating meat, then your body's going to reconstruct itself based on the instructions of the meat that you're eating.
Okay.
I'm not saying don't eat meat.
Yeah.
But there's a big trend towards eating grass-fed beef.
Grass-fed beef. Yeah, because they have to. If beef is corn-fed, it's not natural for cows to eat corn. So in some cases, I think they have to force feed, or they just remove all the grass from the environment. Because if there's grass around, the cows are going to eat it. So they have to eat this shit.
Well, if cows are in these cages that they don't have grass, they're going to eat whatever's there to eat. These cows they're going to get hungry.
Yeah.
So they're feeding them corn, and that's only one step. What type of corn are they feeding them? We're talking about corn that has been genetically modified to have higher levels of I don't know corn,
Grass.
man. Yeah,
Grass enriched corn.
Well, if you're feeding cattle corn, I'm not going to buy expensive corn. I'm going to buy the cheapest corn that I can get.
Yeah,
which is going to be the rubbish, fastest grown, pretty full of pesticides corn that I can get.
Yeah.
So the cows are.
Well, that's not always going to be the case because some beef is going to be like Angus beef or high ticket beef.
Oh, with any product, there's differentiation.
Yeah.
I'm saying you go to Macca's and buy yourself an Angus burger. Do they even sell those here?
I don't know. I try to avoid Macca's.
I've
eaten it once in the last 2 years or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty about the same. Actually, I went.
Except
I went
for the
to
ice cream. So.
Man, that's pretty even worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
But have you seen them for they're 1 cent here? You can get 9 centavos for a soft serve cone.
It's bullshit.
No, you haven't seen it?
9 centavos?
9 centavos.
No.
Okay, it could have been last year.
A tenth of a peso. or an 11th of a peso.
I don't know,
Because
man.
okay, one
Well,
cent for a soft
it's
serve.
dramatically cheaper than anywhere else I've
So
seen.
I will walk in and give them a 1 peso coin and say, give me 10 or 11.
It could have been a little while ago. I'm pretty sure I've seen the
Okay,
sign.
well, maybe it was
I
just.
mean, I'm sure if we Google the 1 centavo coin, like,
Yeah.
you know, for a soft serve, we'll find it. Like
Well,
someone,
now you're saying 1 centavo, not 1 cent.
I don't know, it was 1 cent. It was like nine,
Okay.
at the time it was like 9 centavos or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it was a promotion.
But beef,
Yeah.
it's like we're eating like beef that hasn't, like it's not natural meat. So I just don't trust meat. You know what I mean? If I'm going to eat meat, I want it to be like happy meat. Like, you know, a cow that's lived this life out
Yeah.
well. Or at
Yeah.
least like chickens. Have you seen like KFC? Now it's like, I saw a report where their chickens are like 21 days old.
Wow.
21 days old. Like these chickens, that's not a life.
21. But how does a chicken get enough meat on it in 21 days? Like they just pump it through full of corn.
I don't know if they feed the chickens corn. I think they're on like drips and things.
Chicken's like, oh, right, that Franken chicken
Oh man, it's horrible.
where they only grow the breast and nothing else.
Well, yeah, I just know that chickens don't have a good life.
Right.
Like, you know, it's just,
Yeah.
it's different. They're Franken chickens. These aren't real chickens. I wonder if they got little bolts hanging out of their chicken necks. That's probably why they cut the chicken necks off.
Yeah, well, they say they pump them full of hormones, and then so they get these huge breasts, huge thighs, and people say that this is a cause of girls going through puberty earlier, and so.
Well, I don't know. There's definitely something that's going on.
Yeah.
I heard about there was in the UK, because they're recycling water, that the amount of like birth control medication that the women are taking in the UK, and how it's running through their systems and getting into the water, and the water's not pulling those hormones out of the water.
Yeah.
So like those cases of men growing like full breasts.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
That's
I heard a
something to
similar
Google as
thing
well.
About in the United States, where the filtration plants, they would clear out the dirt and dust and some toxins, but what they couldn't clear out was like excess antidepressant medication. all these
Happy water.
yeah, or at least not unsad water.
That's right.
Quite the same thing.
Unsad water?
Yeah, because it's antidepressant. It's not happification. It's
Well, I guess, yeah,
antidepressant.
it would affect everyone differently, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I like to think that if I drank that water, I'd be happy. But then I'm normally in that sort of mode.
Could be. I don't know. I remember I knew a dude who, I think he was on Xanax or something, or Prozac. It might have been Prozac. And he was like, everything still sucks. You just don't give a fuck about it.
That seems like a cool groove to get into.
Yeah, really prosperous
Well,
lifestyle.
just on that, let's say that you got yourself stuck into a depressive state. And man, it happens. Like a lot of people out there working, that, you know, dealing with lifestyles that just don't suit personalities, because that's what we've been told to do. And okay, so you get depressed, and let's say a little bit depressed, like, you know, you're just not happy with your life situation. You're going to medicate yourself for that? People do it.
Yeah, well, in some cases, I've had a few friends who've been on antidepressants, and in some cases, I think it's helped. But like with a good friend of mine, he went to the doctor, and he's a doctor that my friend really trusts. He's known this guy for like 20 years, and now he's a psychiatrist. Previously, he was a GP, and the doctor said to him, "Okay, so we'll try you on this antidepressant. Here's a script for a week, but you know, this isn't this isn't a common practice. It's not, as far as I can tell. I'm, I don't have a wide range of experience in this, but as far as I can tell, normally what will happen is the doctor will say, okay, we're gonna put you on this medication indefinitely.
Pretty cool.
Yes. So you need to keep taking this. If you stop taking it, then you're going to be then you're going to relapse. And I had a
what is this medication?
well, it could be any psychotropic drug, antidepressants, Xanax, Prozac, this type of thing.
Okay, so the doctor, I mean, just the doctor said, I haven't got a lot of experience in this.
No, sorry, that was me saying.
But I'm going to give this medication for life. We'll see what happens. Like that.
That was me saying I haven't got a lot of experience. But like someone told me they had an experience where they went to a psychiatrist and the psychiatrist said, well, I'm at the end of my tether. I don't really know what I can do with you. So psychotropic medications are like the sledgehammer of modern medicine. Do you want to try them? And my friend said yes, and he's still taking them.
How long's it been?
A few years at least. But yeah, but with a couple of my friends, they wanted a short course. Somehow it helped them pep themselves up, and it seemed to be successful.
You still keep in touch with these guys?
Yeah.
And they're okay?
All three of them are good friends of mine. Yeah. Yeah. So like two of them took it for a short time. One of them is still taking.
Yeah, my experience with that kind of medication, I really don't know that many people personally that have taken that kind of medication.
Well, I think you might know more than you think. I mean, in the United States, it's like 1 in 10 people are on antidepressants. I don't think it's that high in Australia.
But Australia's got a high, a high percentage of like mental illness.
Yeah, especially in rural areas. People get really lonely and they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit sad.
I mean, more so because they feel lost, and then there's no social like construct to help them get out of it. Like, I think you're right. I think there's probably more people in my life that maybe do take, these kind of medications, and obviously don't want to tell people about it.
Yeah,
they're not open to talk. I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't talk about it.
Yeah,
it's like, just let me get back on my feet. Let me live my life. It's like, it doesn't seem like something you need to know about. So that's kind of like the doctor-patient relationship. It's pretty a lot of that. But I mean, you wonder, why is it increasing? Like and then we're talking about eating foods, and then eating foods that we don't even know that are food. And what am I eating? It's like, I don't know, man. It makes me feel good.
Yep.
Those chocolate bars at midnight, just keep putting it in. And as long as you don't get fat, then you're deemed healthy.
Yeah.
You look yourself in the mirror and go, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I lose a little bit of hair, and I could go for a jog every now and then, but I'm all good.
Yeah.
But in my head, nobody gets to see what kind of mess you're running with.
Yeah.
Like, and that's something that we're seeing more and more.
Yeah.
Like, it's just becoming like a common thing now.
Yeah, and I think there are many factors to that, like you said, with the food. If you're eating the shitty food full of preservatives, then it's going to weigh you down, and then like lack of exercise, and then there's the culture of entertainment, like constantly being bombarded.
We're talking
with things.
about, these factors just multiply each other.
Yep.
But who was it? The artist, Dali. How he was saying, like, his most common phrase is like, I am drugs. It's like, to think that we are compositions of chemical.
Well, okay. I didn't think he meant it in that sense, but I guess that's a valid interpretation as well. Because the context, it was like, wow, your art is so surreal, it's off the wall, it's absurd and crazy and beautiful.
Do you like it?
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of my favorite artists.
He's a killer.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know where he pulled the inspiration from.
Lots of places. But so someone asked him, Dali or Salvador, do you do drugs? And that was his response. I am drugs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's one thing to look at it in terms of chemical composition.
It's more valid than you realize.
Yes. But the other thing, my interpretation was always more like my entire life is a psychedelic experience. There are things going on in my head. I guess this is where the chemicals come into it as well, because things going on in my head which cannot be contained. I'm like this unstoppable force of creativity.
Yeah, I almost, building on that, I thought he doesn't need, if you are, then you don't need extra.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm living my experience to the maximum. I'm going to interpret that as uniquely as I can. But, I'm just bringing it into, the fact that we're taking, a lot of people are now ingesting a lot of chemical product that they've got no idea of what it is. I mean, that's simple as the preservatives that are in bread. It's like, I know that it's hard diet-wise to know that, you are organic and you are clean and, you're not ingesting too many, I don't know, like processed foods. But I mean, this is something that people need to be aware of. Like, it's kind of like whether you're taking information in or you're taking food in, like, this is like the spiritual transition of accepting outside, third dimensional material that's going to affect my dimension, my reality. And then all of a sudden it's like, I don't know what to do. I'm feeling depressed. I better go see a doctor. Doctor says, well, take these forever.
Yeah.
And you'll be well.
Yeah, that's one, like years and years ago, I saw a psychiatrist and he told me, if you don't take this pill, then you're just going to relapse and you're never going to get better, and it's always going to be the same, and you can't, even if you take the pill, you can't just take it for a month and then say, well, I guess I'm better. He said to me, no, it doesn't work like that. You have to keep taking it. So
that's insane.
Yeah. And this is before I'd even taken any. Well, I never took the medication that they were offering.
Do these guys know what they're doing?
I don't know.
I mean,
sorry, I made a mistake. I said that was a psychiatrist. That was actually the psychologist who said that. But the psychiatrist had prescribed me a medication, and the psychologist was like pushing it.
The comment you made earlier about a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Like, these medications, they're not, they're not like take a little bit and, it's like a little bit, like a pin drop, and that's your sledgehammer.
Yeah.
To, whatever reality you're creating for yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, you're giving up your freedom at a psychology, like at the level of your psyche.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I don't know. I never thought about it like that. That's crazy. How do you, like, you open your head out, like your head up, you give it up. Like you're happy to just, cut your head off.
Yeah, well, I kind of picture it like you got these brain waves and maybe they're a bit irregular or something, and then you take this external implement or this medication, and it acts as like a filter. So it's like your brainwave, it's going to be regular, but where's the life? Where's the, you need some chaos.
Where's your uniqueness, or where's your balance? Like, there is no balance. You've got that straight line of death.
Yeah. So I guess you have to have a lot of trust in your psychiatrist. But and I remember too, the psychologist said to me, well, I find it so funny how people can go out and they do recreational drugs and they don't necessarily know exactly what's in them. But then when they come in and get something that's prescribed by a psychiatrist, they won't take it. And I thought about that later, and I still think about it, and I say to myself, like, yeah, but I don't do, like, even if I do recreational drugs, I don't do them at 9 a.m. to wake me up. I don't do them at midday, and I don't do them at the evening.
Maybe you should. Have you heard of the term "wake up, bake up"?
I have heard that. Yeah. Well, some people
I don't know what
that
that is.
Yeah, it's where you wake up and bake 3 cookies and eat 3.
I do need to cook
cookies.
more. Like I think something that you touched on a few weeks ago about the process of making food and making good food.
Yes.
There is a higher order function to that where your actual emotional experience, the whole my consciousness is going into the food.
Yes. So I was talking about the Hare Krishnas, and they have this idea they call the higher taste, which is the spiritual element of food. And so when you're preparing the food with Krishna consciousness, or just being present, or they do these mantras, when you're preparing it with that kind of intention, it's like blessing it, and they literally do bless it as well. Every piece of food that they serve is offered to Krishna first, and Krishna says, "I'm not that hungry," or Krishna says, "That's all right, you can eat it."
Well, everyone knows that it's never as good as what Mama makes it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like mother's recipe is number one.
Yeah,
and like that connection, at our moment in time, science can't measure, but everyone knows it. Like it's there. It's a real. I don't know, people use it. Like I've been to restaurants and it's like home style or home recipe or it's just like it's the way grandma makes it, and it's like well, okay, I'll let you know whether it's that good or not.
Yeah.
But you know that even the fact that they said that, your expectations gone up.
Yes.
And if you're hungry, you're going to say, "Damn, that was pretty good."
Yeah.
Where do you go from there? It's like, and then here we are at 7-Eleven at midnight, looking for some goodness.
Yeah, but that's a good thing about Mexico. The expiatorios just over there. They have a night market. It goes. People will be there with little stalls of tacos and elotes.
Yeah, it's
food
it's the whole experience. I love going out on like a midnight adventure. Like what's open? What am I going to find? And there's always someone selling tamales, or you can always get like some sweet donuts from like that were baked that day. You know what I mean? They get on their bikes. And they deliver it to houses, like ringing bells and yelling out, and selling whatever they know they need to sell today because tomorrow's no good. Yeah. And it's like midnight snack, like you're opening up a whole dimension of wonderful.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. When it was after before your wedding, and there was like all of your friends had come to Mexico, and I was trying to persuade them more to go to like more humble stalls and to eat tacos in the street. And
Did you have
like
any
that.
adventures? Because like Guadalajara City, there's like unlimited adventure time.
Yeah. Or what kind of adventures?
I mean, just to venture out. Because whenever I dropped in, there's a lot of hotel activity. Like everyone's kind of hanging out. I didn't know what else to call it.
Euphemism if you've ever heard it.
Hotel activity.
Well, I remember when we arrived in Tequila that night, and the guys were all drinking margaritas, and I went off with Itzel, and I was like, let's find some tacos. I know there's going to be tacos, and we just like it was like they were drawing me to them.
Was that behind the church and down the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody went there.
Yeah. But the weird thing was, Itzel and I just walked. We were like, well, let's find some food, and we walked like straight there. It was like we knew.
No, or maybe that was. Did you know? You didn't know.
No, I didn't know where it was, and then later.
You followed your heart.
Yeah. I knew, I like smelled the tacos or whatever.
So maybe you did know.
Yeah, I knew in some
You just
sense.
didn't think about it.
Yeah. And then
We're off
like
a
half half an hour later, all the guys came over, and I went over there again to find the guys, and Nicole was like, "How did you know we were here?" And I was like, "Come on, I just knew."
Eso es lo que decimos Mágico Mexico.
Yeah.
There is a magical energy here. It's like, you can't taste it in the food. The Mexican food has traveled the whole world. It's not the same.
Yeah.
But the idea of somebody traveling, tasting those tacos late night, and said, these are amazing. I need to go take these somewhere else. They go home and they try and recreate it. But you can't, because the tacos, it's something you eat in the market. The products are fresh from the area. Like, like the farmer's grown the... I don't know, how far do you want to start back? Like, we're talking about the corn. Like, like most tortillas are done by hand. Like, we're talking about hand-grown, hand-picked, and then, you go to some like the country towns, like Los Pueblos, and they're there, like, grinding the corn up. And they just add water to it, and there's your tortilla. I've seen them do it. I haven't done it yet. I need to learn. This is it. I need to learn, because if, these generational things that if people don't do, it's lost. I think Mexico is going to be fine for a long time.
Yeah.
Like food-wise, there's a lot of love here that isn't, a lot of recipes that, I mean, I've seen Joanna cook, and there's no recipe. It's just like, and then it's, what does it need?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if it's not right, well, add a little salt and here's a chili. Make it right. But that's how it is. It's like, it's more of a I want rather than I need to cook this. It's like, I want to put this in and I want to put that in, and, I'm making the decision at that moment to consciously make the food. So, where are we? Medicating with food.
Yeah.
It goes both ways. It's like, you can eat something that's, that's chemically preserved and, made in a plastic, airtight sealed wrapper. I don't know. Have you tasted those sandwiches on the Primera Plus? The Lonchibon?
I took one look at them and I was like, no, I'm not going to eat this shit.
I took a bite. I was really hungry. I looked at it and I thought, well, it's bread, it's a bit of mayonnaise, a slice of ham, and it's got like one chili on there, like, one slice of jalapeno. And I looked at it, and then it was more, I opened it and it smelled okay, but I wondered, like, these need to be refrigerated.
Yeah.
Like, how long has it been in the packet for? Has it been sitting there in front of in the sun all afternoon?
Yeah.
Like, how many of these are made? Where do they come from? And, you can't eat that. Like, you need to go hungry.
And they gave me a soft drink. It was like some apple soft drink.
Boing?
And I don't think that was the one. Maybe it was. And I looked at it and I drank it. I took a sip and I was like, it kind of tastes like apple. And then I looked more closely and it's like 1% apple juice. And then this list of ingredients, which I have no idea what they were.
So now you need to think, the 1% apple juice, was that your anticipation of apple? And your brain told you, this tastes like apple?
Yeah.
Like, if you had an unlabeled packet, what flavor would it have been?
It would have been something which tasted more or less like apple. But I don't know, it's like eating a plastic apple or something.
Banana flavor is a rough one for that. Like, you eat banana flavor and it never tastes like a banana.
Yeah, well, like those little banana lollies, like the yellow ones, that kind of thing.
I love those banana lollies.
Yeah, me too, but they don't taste anything like banana.
No, they don't taste like banana.
Yeah.
They have maybe 1% of banana.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
No.
I don't think so.
I think they have nothing. They're nothing good.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like my point. It's like, we need to be aware of what we're eating.
Yeah.
It's so easy to go, I don't eat sugar anymore, but you don't realize that even like, I'm much happier to put like a spoon of honey that I know is like, or like, I don't know if it's organic, but like real honey. Like that if you leave in the cupboard for a week, it turns into this like white block of, You see, like,
It crystallizes, yeah.
yeah, it's like, it's super cool, and like I even eat that.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't.
Well, that's the best.
It's like, it's almost like grainy. It's like, I know that I'm eating a spoon of sugar, like straight sugar. It's power. But then I'm thinking, you know, for some reason, like, you know, people say if you got a sore throat, take a spoon of honey, you know, like sip on a lemon, and it's like, this is real food. It's not honey flavored. It's not lemon. I don't know.
From Motorhead flavored. Delicious.
What are they?
What?
I'm thinking of lollies, like all different, like the little lemons. Lemon sip,
Lemon
yeah.
sip or what, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I sometimes forget about that world. Like, you know, that everything can. I like to walk through Walmart, like in the food section sometimes, and have a look at like what products are available. It blows me away of, you know, how wonderful the packet looks, and then to think this is like a powdered thing. Like, what I don't know what they can contain in that. And then use by dates of like 2025.
Yeah, well, I mean, that kind of stuff will probably be really useful for your bug out bag.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I don't know, maybe I should work out what's like the good stuff, like what's good preservatives.
Yeah.
There has to be some kind of good preservative.
Yeah, or at least not so bad ones. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are things like military technology where they have those packets of dehydrated food, and you can piss on them because they have a filter on the outside.
You mean they can get wet and dirty and they're still good?
No, I mean you literally, like, if you want to hydrate it, you piss on them. So because they're made for the desert, right?
Man, that's some technology.
Yeah, and so the packet filters your piss, so it's just water.
So it draws out the minimum moisture to reassemble whatever product you want to eat.
Yep.
Wow. And it's good.
I don't know. It probably tastes like dirt, but at least it's some kind of
but I mean, it'll keep you alive.
Yeah.
Until you can grow your own.
But this is a thing too, because I wonder, like, people can eat just about anything, any form of food or food-like substance, and they can survive on it, which I find so amazing. Like, there was one case where a kid ate nothing but jam sandwiches for about 15 years, or 10, 15 years. Nothing but white bread and processed fruit. So, I mean, there's some nutritional quality there because of the fruit.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about base minimum. Like, okay, it doesn't harm you, but it's not going to keep you at your optimum, like your top performance. Well, we're talking about not dying, opposed to being super.
Yeah. But this is the thing. It's so amazing to me that people can eat this shit. It's like one step up from shit, one step up from mud pies.
Well, if you're pissing on packets, well then it can't eat shit. Like you
eating shit and drinking piss. Yeah,
but there's a big range between not dying and being like superhuman.
Yes.
Like I'm talking like my great grandmother. She was like almost. She could have been 100. I don't know. I mean, these people are so old. Like Pachakia, country town. Like nobody knows where this place is.
Right.
But I go there every New Year's. Like there's some old people there, and they don't look that old. Or they're really old, and you think, okay, they're old, but you don't realize how old they are. And these people that have got up early in the morning, they get up because the sun's probably coming through their roof.
Yeah.
They go out, they do their farming, they literally grow, eat, make, and supply their own food to their community. And there's no fancy anything. There's no, like, if it's not in season, it doesn't happen. Like, you don't have it. I think now the last couple of years we've seen an increase in greenhouse technology. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah.
I mean,
the only other thing I wanted to mention was just how you said to me once.
I I say stuff.
Yeah. No, it's good. You said about how in Mexico you don't worry about like what if the government shuts down or if there's an economic collapse or something, because people are so resourceful, they're prepared for that sort of thing mentally. They know if something goes down, they could start growing food or trade with their neighbors or whatever. But in Australia,
Man, that's
what would happen?
Yeah, I think that's another reason why I feel so good here. Because we're talking about people that like are prepping and bug out and getting ready for like this crazy movement. People getting ready for like everything to shut down, and for there not to be supplies, food, just general what you need to live.
Yeah.
But I think here in Mexico, people are kind of waiting for the government to go away. Like I don't know how. Like it's like if the government.
Well, they're calling for it. That's what they're calling to impeach the president at the moment.
Yeah, I don't see how he's going to get away with it. There's too many people that want the government to go away. And it's like, okay, the government shuts down.
Yeah.
The average farmer is going to get up and go, good. Does this mean I pay less tax?
Yeah.
Does this mean I don't need to pay the toll on the road? Like, what does it mean for me? It can only be good.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm taking my crops, I'm going to the market at 5 a.m, I'm going to sell it to the shop owners, and you and I go down to the markets and buy what we need to get anyway.
Yeah.
It's like there's no, I think if the government was to shut down or go away, then I think people will rejoice.
Yeah.
Like things would be good.
Yeah. So, like recently in Acapulco, the transit cops went on strike, and everybody's like, "Sweet." then the regular cops went on strike, and apparently this happened about a month or two ago.
I didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard something happened, but I didn't know. I didn't know that everyone went on strike.
Apparently that's what happened, and they're still not coming back, and nobody gives a shit.
This is great.
Yeah, yeah. Another reason to visit Acapulco.
I mean, more people need to go on strike.
More government employees.
Less people need not to go to work. Oh wait, no. More people need not to go to work. Less people need to go to work.
Right, and then we'll see who's really important.
This is like the original point. It's like you need to ask yourself, what am I doing for the community? Like, what am I giving the world in my job, in my role? And when you realize that, you live in a life of a sucker and doing something that's got nothing to do with you, your neighbors, or your family, just to pay your way, it's like, go do something else on your time. Go do something you want to do.
Yeah.
Opposed to, not using your head because you're eating too much shit. Clean that up, get fit, and then go get yourself a real life. Like that's as simple as it is.
It's good.
That's a good note to finish on, I think.
Yeah. All right. So
write that down. I think I'm going to write it down.
Write it on your wall.
Before I forget, write on someone's wall. On your neighbour's wall.
Yeah.
And then hope they don't paint over it.
So my name's Kurt Robinson.
Aaron Battle.
This is the Paradise Paradox. Thanks for listening.
Peace.